Hello?
Dude.
Oh, there you go.
Bro,
Hold
we
up.
were in the racist space.
Bro, let me hit up my homies because I sent them the wrong link too. So I'm hella stupid.
Oh, no,
Um,
and you know it's recording already, so Brittany's gonna see these. Hi Brittany.
Oh shoot. Oh, sorry about my language, Brittany.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hi Emily. Okay, let me send.
Oh my God, it's Emily. Oh God.
Hi, Ricardo. You missed me.
It's been hella long.
I know it's been like a year already, huh? How you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's
I'm about to
good,
transfer. I actually just got into
Where are you
Santa
going?
Barbara and then Davis. I got Regents on yesterday. So
Congratulations.
thanks.
Congratulations. Where are you thinking of going?
It's a pretty tough decision because like Davis is offering more money, but then for my major, Santa Barbara is a better option. So
Yeah.
you know, it's a tough decision, but we'll see what happens today with Berkeley and LA. So
Oh, what was that?
I'm going to see what happens today with Berkeley and LA. So
Okay, got you. Oh, congratulations.
so I sent Luis and Joel the wrong link, so I'm trying to find it here.
Do you know what time that I can like check my email for Berkeley and LA?
I think it's 5 p.m. They typically do that, but I'm not too sure. Okay, let me fix this.
Bro, that's the whole day. I want to do this.
Dude, I'm kind of nauseous still. If y'all see me run to the bathroom, don't say anything. I'm kind of sick, so I feel sick. Bro, look though. Berkeley. Is Rick here? For real. Rick.
What's up?
She's repping. Speak it into existence. Say it.
Oh my God.
Girl, if you don't get it, I'm gonna cry for you, really.
She's manifesting it.
Yeah, let me
Exactly.
fix this here.
She's ready to be it. At this point,
I'm
might
ready
as well
to
just...
go to Berkeley. I already have, my brother is making me even more nervous. He was telling me yesterday, he was like, oh yeah, I talked to my friend and he's leasing and like he needs 2 roommates. Like we could move in with him if you get in. I was like, oh, I better get in.
The pressure.
There's so much pressure. He's like, he needs people to live with him. And I was like, yeah, I better get in. He's gonna hate me if I don't.
No way, I'll go with you.
Okay. No, I'm gonna tell Natalia, you're not trying to go to Bro, stop. You better decline it as soon as you see it.
I know. I'm not gonna. I don't know why you're all so confident. Like literally, watch me get rejected from UCLA and Berkeley, and I'm just gonna cry.
Nah, you're not gonna get ejected.
You don't know how these people think. They might not like me all this while.
Chisom, you're not gonna get rejected. You literally have won like more than $50,000 in scholarships.
That's unfortunate. And to go to no school. To go to no school. What's the point? Huh? What's the point? You win all the money and then you don't get into school and then you sit at home and cry.
Let me see.
How's school been for you, Emily? I know it's been like a while, like a year since I've talked to you. Since like the pandemic started.
It's okay. I'm just taking my science classes at LMC right now.
Oh, that's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Yeah, because I used to take in my DVC and I wasn't doing good, and it's just a lot harder.
And look who's here. It's Luis.
Oh, hey.
Shut up. Is the game getting back together?
What's up?
Hey,
oh
Luis.
my God, it's Emily. Holy shit.
I told you.
I'll put on my video. You guys miss me or okay?
Hell yeah. What's up? It's good to see you. No
You too. I was literally thinking about you guys the other day because I was like, oh, I wonder if the bachata class is gonna come up now that everything's opening up.
Yeah. There's lots of crazy cool stuff that's happening. So definitely come through. Always an open invite.
So it is open?
They're doing like outdoor classes, but like
that's awesome.
They don't have all that stuff going on just yet.
Yeah. I still follow her on Instagram, but she hasn't posted anything. So I was just like, me quedé pensando, you know.
We can connect after this, and I can.
Yeah, let's connect after this. It's been hella long. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys still get in contact?
Oh hell yeah! We're like more buddies now than ever before.
Damn, like, without me, I even said if I leave, you guys talk to me.
It's crazy. We become yeah, really good friends with Joel
Attached
as
by the
well.
hip, huh?
Besties, to say the least.
There's a lot
Yeah.
more trash talking between us now. I'll say that.
Oh
Absolutely.
no. Have you guys
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you guys done any arm wrestling? But I was like, wait, COVID.
No.
What is that? What is that?
The arm wrestling, remember you
I
guys
don't
you
remember.
won?
Nah, it's Rick. Just
Hey, Luis, you have to admit that I've become funnier now.
he's
You know?
become much funnier. I think he's been doing a great job in his comedic delivery. I'm very proud of him.
Hey guys,
You know-
welcome everybody. We're just like waiting for more people, so I say probably wait like 5 more minutes.
Cool.
That's okay. All right.
You guys can keep
You guys can
chatting.
keep bonding.
Oh yeah, no problem. But before anything, also, Vero, what's up? Chisom,
What's
hey,
up,
hey.
Luis?
Good. Chris, pleasure.
Chris,
Do you
hello.
prefer Christopher or do you prefer Chris? Which would you prefer?
This is fine.
Okay, Chris.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good.
Oh yeah, for
And-
everybody that doesn't know, Christopher Long is filling for Matri's position. He's the new interim director. So if you want to introduce yourselves to him, that'd be great.
Oh, hey, nice
Guys.
to put a face to the
face to the
person.
face.
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
how are you?
Yeah, maybe Yusuf, you want to introduce yourself to Chris.
Yeah, Yusuf's another tutor too. So
Yeah, he's another tutor.
I tutor computer science and math.
Oh, perfect. Good to meet you.
Yeah, Emily, if you want to introduce yourself, that's great too.
Sorry, my name is Emily. I haven't really joined any of the links, unfortunately, because I've been super busy with work. But I'm a biology major.
Great.
Yeah, and then we have Hero. Hero actually joined MESA last week. We did an onboarding with him.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome to the squad.
Hi. Hello. 1 second.
Yeah, and Enrique, I see that you're here. He's another tutor as well from MESA.
Good to meet you, Enrique.
Hello. I'm a tutor, mechanical engineer. I tutor math and science.
Perfect.
And hi, Heidi. Heidi's also like a computer science major, I think.
A lot of computer science majors.
Yeah,
yep.
you can introduce yourself. Heidi,
Oh yeah, they could do that.
if you want.
Well, I just kind of wanted to just, observe your session for a little bit. I do have a meeting with Despina in a bit, so I'll probably pop off just randomly, but just in the meantime, just kind of wanted to see what you guys are up to.
No
Sure.
worries.
Welcome to
Perfect.
everybody else who just joined. We'll just start in a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Just waiting to see if more people will join this session.
Perfect.
Beto, you want me to be the one sharing the screen and all that stuff, or?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think that'd be better because I'm on
Okay.
my phone just because it has
Okay.
a better camera, and then I have the slides up here. My
Okay,
computer.
awesome. Let me open it then. Hold up, Luis, bro. I like the cut, man.
Thank you, sir. This is what happens when I comb my hair.
Oh, okay.
No, it's still, look, I still have the tail. It's just because COVID lifestyle. But
Oh, I feel it.
yeah. I just decided to comb my hair today and shower. It's two good things today. Hygiene is important. So I've heard.
Exactly. I just went to Target too, like a freaking hour ago, and
Ah.
showered, did all that stuff. Bought some, new pomade
RJ.
because I was out of pomade and my hair's too long for gel. It just looks terrible. So
I understand. I remember when I first discovered pomade. Such a good time. I was like, what? This works way better than gel. But then it's like,
and
why
gel
would-
works well when your hair is shorter because like when your hair is short, it like skies up. So the gel is heavier, so it brings it down. But
I used to always
afterwards,
just
like,
spike it.
Yo, are you sharing screen or not yet?
not yet, but I'll start. Yeah, I'll just start then. So yeah, let's do it. I'll actually start. So, hello everyone. My name is Ricardo Reyes. Hold up. There's two Emilys. Very weird.
I'm
Illuminati
gonna join mine on
confirmed.
my computer. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I'll wait after you and then I'll start. I think we should be good. Awesome. So hello everyone. My name is Ricardo Reyes. Many people call me Rick. I'm a statistics major. And I'm also a tutor here at MESA as a math and computer science tutor. I hope to become an actuary or data science or market research analyst after graduation. And I actually might transfer to either UCLA, UCSB, or UC Davis. I'm very excited to have you guys here today. And I will pass the mic to my colleague, Chisom and Veronica.
Mercy. Hello, everybody. My name is Chisom. I'm a third-year pre-med biological sciences major here at DVC. I'll be transferring as well, where I do not know, but I applied to UC Davis, UCLA, and UC Berkeley. We'll see today. I'm an aspiring physician scientist. I want to get an MD degree and a master's in public health, and I want to do research. I've been a forensic MESA student for 2 years, and I'm also a tutor. I tutor math, bio, and chemistry. Over to Veronica.
Hi, everybody. I'm Veronica Guzman. I'm also a biological science major at DVC, and I'm also a tutor. I've been tutoring this whole year. And well, I'm looking to transfer to UC Berkeley, so I'm repping. But we'll see what happens because I haven't been accepted yet. And yeah, I also hope to become a physician in the future, and I'm also interested in public health, so hopefully I can get a career there.
Thank you, Veronica. So now we'll share the screen and we're going to do a little presentation about like how to apply to UC, how to better prepare, and what we did to get into UC, since all three of us have been admitted to at least one campus. So that's awesome. And then afterwards, like you guys can do like a little Q&A session, asking us questions about like just personal questions or like if we have a similar major, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so like I said, welcome to like the UC admissions guide. I will also share some resources after the end of this presentation, so make sure to stick through. And if you can't, then like just DM me on Discord or like my number or email, and I'll send you those materials to your email. So yeah, again, I'm Rick, Veronica, and Chisom. We're presenting, and I will pass the mic for the first slide to Veronica.
Okay, so, the first slide, sorry, my phone is tripping. Okay, so there's minimum UC transfer requirements, and I'm pretty sure most of us are residents. So just make sure you have at least a 2.4 GPA. And if you're not a resident of California, make sure you have a 2.8 GPA. Another requirement is just making sure you have 60 UC transferable units. I think most of us have noticed that there's some courses that are only CSU transferables. Like for example, it would be oral communication. So make sure you have 60 in total for UC. Then another requirement is making sure you have taken English 1 and 2, which would be English 122 or English 123. And next, making sure you have a transferable math class. And I'm sure since most of us are STEM majors, we will have like the requirement for math. Just making sure you have up to like Calc 1 if you can. That's I think that's the first one that is transferable for UC. Then 4 classes selected from at least 2 of the following areas: arts, humanities, social sciences, and behavioral sciences as well. So it could be history, political science, sociology, psychology. Just make sure you fulfill those requirements. It's also gonna help a lot because it will reduce your load once you transfer, so you can take more of the upper division courses. And again, because most of us are STEM majors, I'm sure you will fulfill the physical and biological sciences.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Veronica. Unless you're like a math major, like myself,
Yeah.
or stats, then you do just have to make sure that you get that physical or biological science course. But if you're CS, if you're like bio, you're fine.
Yeah, so a chem class would fulfill it in a bio class as well, even if it's just the introduction course.
Exactly. So how to prepare for the UC? So the UC application is one big application that allows you to apply to all the campuses, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But you want to make sure you start early. Me and Veronica started early, and it really helped out big time because then in the fall you're taking classes, like your workload does not stop. So you want to make sure you start in summer if you can. After break, just get a little essay and just get your thoughts out there. Do some research about the schools and which ones attract you more, but also look at which ones you have fulfilled the courses or the GPA matches it to the school, so that you make sure that you go into it one place, and just get feedback on all your application insight questions. Check your email constantly for opportunities at the UC. So yeah, there's a lot of programs like Transfer Alliance Project for Berkeley, Transfer Opportunity Program at Davis, and so just do some research on all that information.
All right, so hello, I'm here. So during August, the application is open for fall admissions, and hopefully you can start before August. I started mine during the summer, just getting some essays done. Like Ricardo said, it's always good to start early. And November 30th, I believe. I'm not sure what those I's are, but November 30th. Oh, 1 through 30th, that's the window. So I'm sorry, to submit your UC application. And then in early January, they'll send you an email like, hey, transfer admission academic update. This is basically if you drop a class, you added a class, any plans change, whatever, just put it on there. And make sure you do that because it's pretty bad if you don't. 31st January, so try to turn it in by that date. And then from March to April, that's the time you're probably dreading a lot. Admissions come out. We're still currently in that period. It's super fun. So that's when you hear back from who doesn't like you, who likes you, depending on, what your case is. And then June 1st, statement of intent to register. So this is when you get to reject schools. This is the fun part, in my opinion. You get to say, I want to go to your school, I don't want to go to your school, whatever your decision is. And then July, you turn in your transcripts. If you get in, I guess transcripts from the past semester. And then mid to June to July, waitlist submission. So if you weren't so fortunate and you're somewhere on the waitlist, you should hope to hear back sometime between June and July. Yeah. Veronica.
Okay, so that is the link for the UC application. If you are a first-time applicant, just make sure you create an account. If you're not, I'm sure you still would have like your login. You would just have to, if you don't remember your password, just reset it. But I'm pretty sure most of us are gonna be first-time applicants. So just create an account and they'll ask for all your information. And it's only one application for all the 9 campuses.
Exactly. Yeah, the only way you can have an account is if you applied as a freshman. So just check that, because when I tried to create an account, it wouldn't let me. But if you've never applied, then you're good. Just make no account.
Yeah, agree.
And then this is the tricky part and very important part. So a lot of people say, oh, I've spent like 4 years at DVC and I have like over 100 units. Am I a senior level transfer? The short answer is no. because like you can't be a junior level student if you never attended a UC or CSU before, because technically you never took third-year classes. You've only been able to take first and second-year classes. And so it gets a little tricky. But if you have attended a UC, dropped out, came to DVC, and now looking to transfer, then that's where the issue starts. But if you've only attended DVC or other community college courses or any other community colleges, you want to apply as a transfer, a junior level transfer, regardless of the units on your transcript. So yeah, I will say that for sure.
Location. So in case you're not sure of what the UC campuses are, we have UC Davis, which is where I tagged, lovely. And then we have UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, and UC Merced. UC Merced is the latest campus to join the UC gang. Fun, right? And then if you want to go down south, we have UC Santa Barbara, UCLA. I applied there too. UC Riverside, UC Irvine, and UC San Diego. So they're pretty split. But, oh, you can apply to 4 campuses for free? When did that happen? I didn't know about that. But, oh, if you have a fee waiver, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, you should probably check if you have a fee waiver or not. It makes the process a lot better on your heart. Moving on.
Yeah, otherwise you pay $70 for the fee or more.
Yeah. So if you guys are in EOPS or even in MESA sometimes, you should qualify for a fee waiver. MESA depends because our income limits are a little different, but for sure if you're in EOPS, you will get that waiver paid. So just take a look at that.
Okay, so make sure you create your transfer admission planner during summer. And I really like having the transfer admission planner because it allows you to like, first off, to tag. It's useful for tagging to universities, just making sure you have like that transfer admissions guarantee. And in tab, you can put all your information. You can input like both your basics, your name, last name, you know, all that info or that personal info. It also will allow you to put on the classes you've taken so far since like the beginning of your studies at DVC till the end, and it will. And then I think it also, I remember it also allows you to put like if you've taken AP classes during high school, and then that information on your TAP account, you can transfer it into your UC application, and it just makes it way easier once you're like doing that UC application because it's the same information.
Exactly. And so that pretty much the application is all filling in information up to the point where you get to the personal insight questions. This is like the meat of your application. This could make or break your application big time. And the personal insight questions, commonly referred to as PAQs, these are questions that the UCs ask to know more about you. It's like an interview on paper. It's very important in the review process. And in about 350 words max, you have to pretty much answer the questions. You do have to answer 4 questions. One of them is required regarding how you prepare for your major, etc. And then the other 3 you choose, and they're all valued at the equal weight. There's not like one question that's worth more than the other. There are some related questions, and so some people do advise you to choose like one from each different category. And I have that in my like personal insight questions guide, which I will share later. But if you don't find that that category best describes you, then feel free to choose one from the same category. It's just a little tip, but I mean, you don't have to follow it.
Awesome. So for the required question, it says, please describe how you've prepared for your exam, including your readiness to succeed in your upper division courses once you enroll at the university. So this question is practical. This question was probably the most difficult one for me because I didn't quite understand what exactly it was asking for. And then after asking questions and meeting with counselors and getting some advice, I realized that it's basically asking you for what specific academic experiences or related helps you prepare for your major. So not necessarily, I guess I was taking it, the approach I was taking was solving challenges approach. Like, oh, I solved these challenges and that helped me prepare for my major. That's not really what they're asking for. They're asking for what you did in school, outside of school, that's related to your academics, that helped you prepare for your major. So I know I remember, and I don't remember, I have it right here, but I started off by stating what I'm interested in studying, how that relates to my future career goals. And I went on to describe where that interest stems from. I described my internship and experiences related to my internship, or outside of my internship rather, that helped me prepare for a career in the biological sciences and in medicine and all that. And I went on to describe specific training I got, some work I did using that training, and how that all relates to why I deserve a spot at your school and why I'm prepared for the major that I'm going into. So I guess you just have to keep that in mind, that they're asking for specific academic experiences that prepared you for your major rather than like co-curricular, or, I mean, if your co-curricular is academic, then I guess there you go. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Did I get me?
Sorry, I'm muted. Yes, sorry, my dog was barking. But yeah, so once you're done with the first required question, you still have to write 3 more essays, and you have 7 questions to choose from. So the first prompt is describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time. So basically this prompt, it's telling you to describe if you had like a leadership role, if you have been a mentor to others, how have you performed in this role, and what have you learned from that experience. It could also be like maybe if you haven't been like the president of a club or like the vice president, you can also do just like have an example. Maybe if you have been like a leader for your family, like if you have helped, how have you like been a leader, maybe like how you supported your family financially and how you've managed that with school. The next prompt is every person has a creative side and it can be expressed in many ways: problem solving, or original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. And then basically this is like describing how you expressed your creative side. Yeah, so this one, I think this one is one of the hardest prompts, to be honest. For me, I couldn't think of a way that I showed my creativity.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing just like maybe if you bring like innovative ways to approach a problem, and yeah, how have you like solved that just using creative ways. I think this is one of the hardest prompts, to be honest, for STEM majors like that, unless you're like really artistic. The third prompt is, what would you say is your greatest talent or skill, and how have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? I think a good example of this prompt would be Rick's essay. He actually, for example, he wrote about communication and how he has grown that skill to do like this type of activities as he's doing right now, like community outreach. And you can think of skills like that you can write on an essay. The fourth question is, describe how you've taken an advantage of a significant educational opportunity or work to overcome an educational barrier you faced. I think this one also gives you a lot of like room to like, or a lot of like, how do I say it? A lot of room to like talk about different things. For example, like if you've been part of an internship, you could potentially talk about that internship and what you learned from that experience and how you will apply it to the future. If you do have a learning disability, you could also talk about that in this prompt. Then for the next one, the question is, describe the most significant challenge you have faced and the steps you have taken to overcome this challenge. How has this challenge affected your academic achievement? So this one is also, you can talk about a lot of different things. For me, I talked about how I've been basically alone since I was 14, and because I don't live with my parents since I was 14, so I talked about that experience and what I learned from it and how I matured. But yeah, there's different ways to approach this question. Just any experience that hit you really hard, how you overcame it, what you learn, and how will you apply it to the future. That's essential to that prompt. The next one would be, what have you done to make your school or community a better place? This prompt, it's also pretty broad. Maybe if you like created a club that aimed to help the community, like for example, Chisom, she created a club called the Love Project, which, remind me, Chisom, what does it stand for again?
Of course. So the Love Project, love is an acronym. L stands for leadership, leading with your heart. O for optimism. V for stand with your virtues, and E for being empathetic to others. And the whole thing is just spreading love to your community. And it's basically a club that was started out of the civic unrest from police brutality, and the intention is to promote healing due to the pandemic and just have a community, help people find their people.
Exactly. So this could be a good way to talk about this prompt. It can also go on like the side, if you've done like volunteering, you could talk about that here too. The last one, I think is the last one. The last one is where you can talk about literally anything, because it's telling you beyond what has already been shared in your application, what do you believe makes you stand out as a strong candidate for admissions to the University of California. So you could talk about what do you value in life that it's unique, that it's important to you, or like what are you passionate about? Just how are you unique, and why should they take you out of a pool of thousands of applicants? Okay. Rick,
Awesome.
do you
Good
want to
job,
add
Veronica.
anything?
No, because I will pretty much share my bio afterwards. That kind of like shares the insight and everything. But you give me pretty much good, concise information of like what each essay is and stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you
So
very much.
will share a document with all this information, because I know it's a lot to take on, and sometimes you can't remember everything we say, but we will share a document that has everything.
Exactly. So the last part of your application will have this question regarding additional comments. And this is not a space for you to like explain more about yourself. This is a space for you to explain any personal circumstance that is different that couldn't be said in the essays. So like, let's just say you had a bad semester 1 year, but it could be because like you had to take care of family, or you were a dad, etc. And so you need to explain the situation. This is the best place to do it. Otherwise, if you have nothing to explain, or if you explain everything in essays, where that makes a bigger impact in this section, just leave the section blank. As that's actually what I did. So yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. This looks like a bunch of blanks.
It's just resources.
Yeah, resources to help you out. And looks like the address of UC Application Center. So yeah, I definitely called the office quite a bit. I was calling them like every day, like, please help me, I don't know what I'm doing. And it worked out. So just know that there's people out there to support you. So don't do it alone. It's not, just don't, I can help you too. I think I've done this once, I can do it again, right? So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Now it's the time for the Q&A section. So if you have any question, you can raise your hand, or
you want to do that first, or you want me to share the file? I mean, doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah, we can share the file right now, just in case anybody has to leave early.
Okay. So
but yeah, if you do have a question, don't hesitate to ask.
Exactly. So I created this thing every summer. I just grab a bunch of resources, and I wanted to have one place to pretty much get all my info and like look up to when I'm doing my essays. And it just has a question here. It has like some ideas to like tell you how to write your essay for each one. And this one tells you, oh, this is about leadership, and like gives you some ideas here, some questions to ask yourself. And then it gives you some guides, like use about 100 words to set up the frame of the prompt, 250 to talk about you, actions, leadership. This one's about creativity, and it's all like put together. So like each color corresponds to a similar category. So as you see, those pretty much are very similar to each other. So that's why they're in the same color. And there's more information like adversity. It gives you some questions here. The community one, right? Like a question here that you would ask yourself is, because the term community is so broad and ambiguous, it's a good essay for explaining what you feel a sense of belonging and rootedness is. What constitutes your community? This could be like it says here, a connection to a place, a group of people, an organization, anything could be community. And then, yeah, so it's just a guide. And then at the bottom, it just gives you general tips and advice, like annotate your essay, make an anecdote, showcase intellectual curiosity, refrain from a wall of text, colors, dashes, sentence, use comparisons, show your feelings, use contractions to minimize the word count, but also make it more personal and less of a like, okay, this is a resume, and a good tip would be you don't want to repeat everything you said about I've taken all these classes at DVC, because they know that. They see that in your record of classes you've taken. You want to pretty much show your personal side of things in this part of the personal insight questions. So I'll share this file with MESA with Brittany, so she'll put it up to Canvas. But if anything, I'm going to try to upload it right now on Zoom for you guys to download and use for the summer. But as for now, it's now Q&A. I don't want to go too into that because that's a big file, so you guys can read it at your own time.
Yeah. Does anybody have a question? You can just interrupt if you want. So just holler. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. If nobody else, did you want to go first, Hero?
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, I guess a general question for all of you. I know that this process was already hard enough, right? Having to figure out things. For each of you, what would you say was the most challenging part of this process? I would assume it would go to like similar, maybe the creative process, or perhaps writing about yourself. What for y'all was the hardest part, or I suppose the most challenging?
Yeah, that's a great question. For me personally, the first thing that comes to mind is just being concise. I'm the kind of person that, this might not be your typical problem, but I love to write, and I could write for days. And oh Lord, can you hear that? I'm sorry if you can hear that, but I struggled with keeping my essays to 350. Can you hear that? Is that? Oh, I'll be back.
Veronica, you want to go?
I'm muted.
It's ladies
yeah,
first.
I can go. Yeah, so definitely PAQs. And I'm the opposite to Chisom. I hate writing. I absolutely hate it. I can't write. I feel like I'm the worst writer. And I think that was like a lot of pressure on me, because I didn't see myself as a person that could write. And honestly, the best like advice I can give you is like, just relax and like start typing words. Like it doesn't matter if it's like not spelled correctly. It doesn't matter if it seems like it doesn't make sense. Just start writing stuff. And I think it's better when you like write even more than like I think it's the 350, right? If you write 400, that's fine. Like you can delete words afterwards. It's actually gonna be better. But just write random stuff if you want. Just start writing and start early. I think starting early is key, and at least make sure that you have like 2 essays before like school starts in fall. Another thing is, for me, I wrote a couple essays, and when I had it peer reviewed by Brian Martinez, who is like the TAP coordinator, he made me completely rewrite them. So if you can have another one, like one more essay in case they make you rewrite the whole thing, that's also good. And just make sure that you have peer reviewers. Like Rick always read my essays. He always corrected my stuff. And I think Chisom also read my essays, and she gave me tips on like punctuation and stuff like that. But yeah, the PAQs are probably the hardest thing on the UC application. I think Chisom, I think you can go if you don't have any more noise going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Like Veronica said, I suggest just word vomiting. What I did, which is why I tend to overwrite, is I just write. It does not make any grammatical sense. It's just words. Like any word that comes to my head, I put the word down. And eventually it comes together. So just trust the process, because it will. It will come together. You just need to give it time to simmer and steam and boil and cook and all that wonderful stuff. But yeah, definitely sticking to the word count was my biggest challenge. I had at least 600 words when I was done, and I had to cut down and cut down. But that's a much better problem to have. So I suggest just write whatever and then cut down and tie together, cut down, tie together, and it'll come together eventually. And I think some part that people don't usually talk about is the activities list. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but they give you space to talk about up to 20, I believe, activities. And I guess the thing is, first of all, depending on the kind of student you are, knowing, oh God, I don't have 20 activities. What am I going to write about? There's that, or, oh Lord, how am I going to prioritize what to put on here? I feel like for me, I had trouble prioritizing what was the most important thing that I wanted them to see. So that was another personal struggle.
Thank you too. For me, the hardest part was not the essay writing. Actually, like, I don't know what I did, but I would always get it like to like 340 words, 335. So that was pretty good. My biggest issue for me was actually like, taking classes at the same time and fulfilling these essays. That was the hardest part, is like, okay, I still have all this work and now I'm adding something extra to myself because I have to transfer. That was the hardest part. And for that, there's an easy solution. I completed 2 essays in the summer and I just put my heart into them. And then when I checked in with Brian, he really liked them. Obviously, there were some mistakes here and there, but fixing 1 or 2 sentences or changing the course of the prompt is not as hard as like completely having to start fresh like in October or completely starting fresh in September. So with that in mind, it made the process for the next 2 essays really easy because I knew how to structure them, and then I just had to get them out there. So definitely talk to Brian if you want to be part of Berkeley's Transfer Alliance project. So yeah. And I see Heidi has a question, so I will go to her.
Oh, can I say something briefly? Going off of like what Chisom said for the activities list, I would say prioritize anything that you did in community college. Yeah, because I know some people do things in high school, some extracurriculars, but I would say definitely go for community college stuff that you have done. And yeah, just make sure you start early on your essays. Please do.
Yeah, and about sorry Heidi, but
you're good.
Community college things, yes. So don't feel like, oh, there's 20 slots, right? So I have to put my whole high school resume on there. They don't really care. So if it's not a standout accomplishment that they're going to be completely blown away by, just don't put it on there, because they really want to see who you are now and not who you were 2 to 3 years ago. So I just keep that in mind, because that's something I personally struggled with. Like, I didn't want to let go of my achievements, but then again, I'm like, they don't really care. So don't waste space that you could use to do something else. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, thanks. Oh my gosh, that was amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I'm really interested in the document that you put together, Ricardo. I was curious if you applied to any state schools or private schools. and if you'll definitely accept admissions to a UC.
Chisom, I think you're the only one who applied. Did you apply to private schools? I only applied to 4 schools, 4 UC schools. So San Diego, Davis, LA, and Berkeley. And yeah, so I have to take one of those. I don't have any other options. But how about you, Chisom?
Oh, and why? Like, why did you just limit your applications to UCs?
Oh, why did I limit my application? So, well, I'm gonna sound so cocky. I don't want to sound like that, guys, but I had a really good GPA. I had a 4.0. I had all my requirements. And I just, at the beginning, like of the whole application process, I said, well, I feel like I'm just gonna get into one of these. Like, I felt like I was cocky, a little bit. So I said, yeah, I'm just gonna apply to 4. If I don't get in, I don't get in. So I'll reapply. And I didn't apply to any private schools because they do the applications are different. You have to apply through Common App. And for example, for Stanford, there's a lot of questions, a lot. And yeah, I said no, because I had to work on top of that. I had to do my courses, and I just decided that it would just be better for me to have only one application to worry about. And for me, those 4 schools were like the ones I really wanted to go. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't apply to other schools. But Chisom or Rick applied to more than me. Sorry?
So what was that criteria for the 4 schools?
So basically, I looked at the majors. I think so basically when I got into DVC, I had this mindset that I was going to be a bio major. More specifically, I was going to be a molecular and cell bio major at UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley was my top. I wanted to go there. I wanted to be an MCD. Then I saw my brother struggling with that major, and I said, never mind. I think I'm going to look for other options. And one thing that I've been doing, I like to talk to people. And actually, I met this girl who went to UC Berkeley, and she graduated there. And she was doing her post-bac requirements for, I think it was physician assistant school. And she actually talked to me about integrated biology. And she told me it was a little bit easier than molecular cell biology. And I went online, I did my own research, I looked at the classes that I could take, and I realized, oh wow, integrated biology is actually what I like more, because they gave me the opportunity to do anatomy lab and physiology lab as well. And molecular and cell biology was different because it's more like in like really little scale compared to like what I want to do, because I want to be a physician. So I switched majors, and that actually ended up being better for me. That I talked to her and she gave me this information, and just doing my own research. And then for the other schools, I also changed my major for a bunch of them, because I was a bio major at Davis, but then I did more research. I changed my major to neurobio, physiology and behavior, which I thought was really cool. I found out they have really amazing study abroad programs where you can go to hospitals like in Cape Town. You can go to Bolivia. It's actually pretty cool. And then I found out UCLA had a physiological science major, and I was like, well, this goes perfectly with what I want to do in the future, so I might as well just change my major there too. And San Diego is a pretty good school. They have a really good bio program, and I think that's the major that I like the least, but I decided to apply to 4 at the end because it was free. So for San Diego, I applied as a human biology, but it's the last on my list for the school that I want to go. But yeah, if anybody else wants to take that question.
Oh, so I guess I'll go. I actually was the same as Vero. I only applied to 4 schools, and only applied to like LA, Davis, Berkeley, and Santa Barbara, because like honestly, like for myself, I didn't have one of the requirements for like Riverside, and then stats is not a very popular major. So I was just like, all right, these 4 offline, because that's pretty much my only options. But they're all really good options. And then I also had tag to UC Santa Barbara, which unfortunately it's like, I will warn you, if you're tagging to Santa Barbara, it's actually a little weird because they don't do tag for engineering majors. But if you happen to be math or stats, then there is an exception for that. Like you could do that because we're technically in the College of Letters and Science. And one thing I would say about Santa Barbara is that they look at your fall grades. So you don't receive a like nice tag in November, like, oh, your tag has been approved. You'll just get in April. And it's like, you're so nervous because you could be like, oh, so there's something wrong with my tag or not. But you if there's nothing wrong and you pass all your courses in the fall, you're gonna get in. I have heard people who could have tagged to Santa Barbara and then didn't get in because they tagged somewhere else. So the tag will help you out regardless. So if you could tag to Santa Barbara and that's a good school for you, definitely suggest doing it because you can ultimately not get in. So yeah.
And again, like the major programs that those schools offered were better than, say, a state or a private university.
Yeah, so like statistics is a very research focused major. It's not like, okay, this is how you do stats. Like there's no one way to do stats. Stats is really like you learn as you go, right? You're learning, doing research on like different projects, different ideas. Like right now, like cryptocurrencies is big, analyzing all those graphs. So it's a lot of research. CSUs are pretty good, but also like CSUs are meant for you to stay like around the area. And so like the financial aid packages there are ultimately not always the best. So it might cost you about the same to go to UC, and it's like more name recognition and there's just more research opportunities there, or even just more connections there. So that's why I decided to apply to those 4.
Thanks.
Awesome. So yeah, I did embark on the private school application journey. I'm not familiar with the CSUs, but a problem I encountered really early on was that staying at DVC or at community college for more than 2 years disqualifies you from most places. And that's something I didn't know going in beforehand, but something I learned on the way, which is quite unfortunate. So if you're thinking of applying to private schools, you should probably check if they'll take you if you've been here for more than 2 years. I know like most of the Ivies don't. Stanford does. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the rest. I know like the Occidental College in Los Angeles does as well. So some schools will take you, but most private schools or Ivy Leagues won't. And
yeah,
that was
I'll just add on to that. Add on to that. Like private schools are very weird. They're not at that level yet where they want a lot of students from CCs, but they're growing that. But despite that, it's still a very long application. It's like one application is like 5 questions. You need letters of rec and all that stuff. And remember, you still have your classes. And these don't open typically as early like the UC. So, that's something to consider. I'd suggest that if you really want to do it, go for it. But like, just be prepared. Like it's going to be a hectic application.
Like
Yeah.
Purdue sticks in my mind because Matry went there, and the new interim director is also a Purdue graduate. So that's like kind of something that's on my mind to look into.
Yeah, I definitely suggest looking into it early and just really sitting down to plan, because it's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work, especially to handle with a full course load or even a part-time course load. So it's really just about organization, time management. It is possible, it's very possible. Just know, like, ask your recommenders early on, get your high school transcript, your college transcript. They're probably gonna ask you for a college report. So just know, make sure that you're familiar with the entire application process. Just go through it from the beginning to end, even if you put in wrong information, just so you don't have any surprises at the end. And yeah, make sure you can actually apply to the school before you start the application as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you guys were applying for internships and scholarships at the same time too.
It was quite the application cycle.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Start the UC app as early as you can and start researching what internships do you want. And I think the one who has the most hectic like 2 last semester has been Chisom. This girl is like, oh my god, I cannot even,
She
I have no
doesn't sleep.
words. but she doesn't sleep. She's applied to so many internships and she got a lot of them. So congrats for that. And you know, we also had to apply for scholarships. If you were like able to apply for scholarships, that's good. It's free money for school, so do it. I 100% recommend it. And then Emily, for your question, because she asked me about like different majors at UC Davis. Basically, I mean, I just typed UC Davis academic majors, and they have a lot of cool majors. I don't understand the UC Davis platform as well as the UC Berkeley platform, because the UC Berkeley actually gives you like a whole map of like the requirements, like the classes you can take. The UC Davis for me is kind of weird. But for example, right now I see biochemical engineering, biochemistry, molecular bio, biological science, my major, biotechnology. They have a lot of like bio-based majors. They also had like clinical nutrition. Nutrition is actually a pretty cool major. Apparently, my brother took a class. He wanted to switch his major, but then he said, "No, I'm just gonna stick with it." But yeah, if you're like interested in being like, if you're interested in like medical sciences, you know, getting an MD, I would say a pretty popular major is MPB, so neurobiology, physiology and behavior, and they have a lot of really cool classes. Actually, I could just email you the link if you send me your email. And another popular major, I think Chisom knows about it because she applied as a human development major, right? Chisom, if you want to talk a little bit about that major,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, human development is in a different department, and it's basically, it's bio-based, but it's also an interdisciplinary major. So you study a bunch of complementary disciplines: nutrition, sociology, biology, physiology, anatomy. So I personally really liked it. I thought it was really enticing because I personally enjoy studying a bunch of things. I'm not a pure bio freak, right? So if that sounds like you, maybe consider the human development major. You'll get more of a broad but less centralized education, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm like a biology major, right? And I hear all my friends who are transferring like now, they're like, oh, they're like more specific. And I want to be a little bit more specific too, you know, trying to like get new opportunities and learn new things.
Are you pre-med by any chance, or pre-health?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly too. And most people that apply to medical school, most people that apply to medical school are biology majors. So if you can maybe channel yourself away from the pure bio, it might help you in the long run. That's something I also considered. I'd like to stand out a little bit in the application cycle, because like 70% of people are going to be bio. Like,
yeah.
Unless you have something else that makes you different, then awesome, go ahead. And if bio is what you really want to study, super. But if it's not, girl,
I would say going off of that, I think another popular major for like pre-meds would be like public health. That's pretty popular among us. So public health, bio, if you can find any like physiological science related major, that's also cool. Yeah, personally for me, I didn't want to do like pure bio. I wanted to do something like more human biology based. So that's why I chose integrated bio at UC Berkeley. And then, you know, I found all these other majors at different colleges, like, you know, MPB and then physiological sciences at LA, which was pretty cool. So I'll send you the MPB. I think are you interested in MPB?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send you the link to that, and you can see all the major requirements for that major at this website as well. And I'm sure I'll just send you different links so you can see everything.
Okay, thank you.
I got you. Yeah. Okay, Heidi, do you still have a question?
I just want to point out that I do have an email from the so this person is like a representative of UC Davis at DVC. So I'll post like the email here in the chat, and you can hit her up. Me and Veronica know her. You remember Pam Blanco from ATSW?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can
sure.
hit her up. Actually, if you're trying to go to Davis, it's a good idea that you do TOP, so the ATSW, the Aggies for transfers weekend, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that basically they give you like like one-on-one like appointments with like specialists, I think, like transfer advisors. They also will give you feedback on your PIQs and talk about what is like how it is like how life is at Davis and just like different extracurriculars you can do as well, which is yeah, again, it's information and it's cool. It's cool to be there, and they give you sometimes they'll give you a stipend, so do it. Free money.
Yeah. Also, yeah, also it's a very good idea. What was I gonna say? Oh, also for my file, I couldn't upload it here on the Zoom. So if you want, you can send me your email and I'll send it to you via email. Or if you want, just send me an email because I might lose the list. So I'll put my email here. Send me an email. Oh, I want your file, and I'll send it your way. Because I couldn't upload it here on Zoom. So.
Yeah. Heidi, your question?
Sorry, I didn't take my hand down.
Matthew has a question.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know if in the slides you guys mentioned that we need to take art and humanities major, but for my major, which is mechanical engineering, we don't take IGETC. So I would like to know your guys' thoughts on it.
Yeah, so I'm in the similar boat. I don't have to do a GETC, but you do have to do regardless of that. You do need at least 4 courses in social behavioral sciences. So like, you know, it could be sociology, psychology. So there's one thing that gets you completely, like you'll need like 3 social behavioral sciences courses. You'll need like 3 arts and humanities courses. For all people transferring, you don't need that because certain majors you don't. But you do need the 7-course pattern. That's for everyone. And for that, you do need the 2 English. You need the math course. So that's 3 courses. And then you need 4 other courses that could be in arts and humanities, social behavioral sciences, or physical and biological sciences. So if you're doing 1 chemistry course or 2 chemistry courses, 1 physics, and they have to be at least from 2 different areas, then all you have to do is just take like 1 arts and humanities course or another bio course and you'll be good. So it's not a big problem for STEM majors because they do a lot. But if you're like me, who's a stats major, who doesn't really do a lot of science courses, then yes, I had to fulfill them with some arts and humanities. I ended up doing Spanish, but I mean, there's a lot of other options.
So do we have to do all of those requirements before the application, or can I like complete after in my last semester, which is spring?
Yes, yes. So I'm actually doing Chem 108 this spring, which is, you know, very simple course. And I'm actually also doing Spanish this semester as well. So it's like, yeah, I'm fulfilling the last 2. It doesn't have to be a specific timeline where you do have to like finish it. I would say that for TAG though, there is certain requirements that each school has. Like I think Santa Barbara, you have to finish English by the fall or something like that. But for Davis, you had to have finished it by the summer. So it just depends for the tag. But for general, you're fine.
Thank you.
Emily, you have a question?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Never mind.
Yeah, I have one more question. Sorry. So I would like to hear you guys' like advice or like what kind of classes to take. I still have to do like my arts portion, but I'm not really like an artistic person, nor do I really like that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if you guys have any like classes that like you liked that you
For
definitely.
sure. I got you. I took 4 classes over summer, and I fulfilled my arts requirement. I actually took, it's called American Ethnic Culture Film. It's like FTBE 210, I believe. And that one is basically you watch a movie and then you do like an essay, quick essay, like 400 words. And if you take it over summer, it's only 6 weeks. You do 5 essays, like not 5 essays. You do 5 350 responses, and the last day's essay is like 1,000 words, but it's not hard at all. completely. I did like the worst essays I've ever done in my life. I still got an A. So you can finesse that class for sure, 100%.
Okay.
You guys have any recommendations?
I also recommend. Oh, go.
Go ahead.
Oh, I also recommend taking, if you're gonna go to CSU or thinking about applying to CSUs as well, take American government and politics or history, because for CSUs you do have to fulfill the American institutions requirement, and so that fulfills GE. It also counts for the arts and humanities, and you fulfill that requirement. So those are like just 2 suggestions there.
I think same for Berkeley. My brother didn't finish his IGESC when he was at DVC. He transferred through the essential skills path, basically taking all the science, math, stuff like that. And so when he got to Berkeley, he had to take American studies, and then he still has to take a government class, an American government class. So if you can get those done, so in case you want to go to Berkeley, get them done at DVC. Much easier, way less work than taking it at UC Berkeley.
Okay. Thank you.
Or whatever UC you go.
Yeah.
Even the CSU.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Emily, you still have a question?
Oh, let me take that down. Sorry.
All right. In Cielo, I sort of read your text, and I think Rick and I can agree. Brian is not good at emails at all. He's pretty bad at it.
You have to go to him.
Go bother him again. Like, go again. Tell him, hey, I sent you an email like a month ago. Just exaggerate, whatever. Tell him you sent him an email already, and he'll be like, oh, my bad, I haven't seen it. And then he'll do it right there with you.
Okay.
So take advantage of it.
Another appointment to meet him, kind of.
No, he's actually having hours on Monday at 9 till 3, I think.
Yeah.
So go early.
Okay.
And tell the guy like, hey, I sent you an email for TAP. You haven't responded, and he'll be like, okay, let me look at this and this, and then he'll be like, okay, this is what you do. Okay, you're part of TAP. Done.
Bug him,
Yeah,
and also go to all his hours, make appointments with him, because he is not gonna reply.
Okay. Yeah. Getting
One time he told me, he was like, before submitting my UC application, he's like, oh, just send it my way and I'll go over it and then you submit it. It was the 30th. He never replied, so I had to submit it. And then they ended up like extending it, but I mean, who cares at that point? I already had submitted, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, definitely. Once, if you're not tapped yet, he's probably not gonna, pay attention to you until you're tapped. Even when you're tapped, you're part of tap, he doesn't really pay attention to you unless he likes you. He liked me, so he did go over my PIQs and like my application a day before. He even made space for me.
Yeah, he remembered you. He remembered you.
But the UCLA advisor liked me more, so that's okay.
Okay.
She was cool.
Fair game. I would say, yeah, the UCLA advisor didn't like me. She liked Rick. She didn't like me, but Brian, he liked me. We're cool. So yeah.
So just in terms of these advisors, like, can they help anyone, like anyone at the community college level, or do you have to actually be in their program, TAP or top, whatever they want to call it?
You have to be in the program to get like the help.
Yeah. Otherwise, they just talk to you.
Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, you have to be in the program so that you actually get like the one-on-one advising, and you get like the PIQ help. Okay. Which is like the most important, because he will tell you, he will be like, take this out, put this instead. Like, he will tell you what's wrong. And like, he literally made me rewrite my whole essay, and I thought I was lost. And then he checked it again. He was like, okay, this is better. I still had to make changes, but yeah, he'll help you if you're part of the program. So just bug him again, like literally keep bugging him until you're part of it. Yeah,
I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah. And for anybody who's trying to talk to Brian, bug him, insist on it. That's all you have to do. Anybody else has questions?
I have a question if nobody else does.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, bro. You got it. All yours.
For sure. So I guess it's kind of a two-parter. Are y'all first generation by chance or not? First generation? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either or. Question being that you're approaching your final semester here at DVC, perhaps maybe a level of imposter syndrome, or perhaps like, oh man, this is really happening, kind of thing. That thing is setting in where you're going into the next chapter, or maybe as I would think anyway. How have you managed that through this time? Obviously, you don't necessarily have the same level of expression that you would from the pandemic, right? You've had to, change and do different things to perhaps express relaxation or other things like that. So just how have you managed perhaps just like this, like maybe excitement or also perhaps disappointment for this process? If my question makes sense. I hope it does, because I felt like I was rambling a bit, trying to find the question.
Don't worry.
Me? You have a good, you can, I feel you could go first. I'll go.
Why? Why am I going first? Managers, I don't think I managed anything. I'm very qualified to answer this question.
She's like doubting her that she's saying that she's not going to go to California, like University of Berkeley. Whatever. We were just talking about this earlier. We're like, oh my God, what if we don't get in? Because we're still waiting on Berkeley, LA, San Diego.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome, it doesn't leave, it stays.
It doesn't leave, it stays. Like, it's there.
Yeah, I mean, I had a mentor tell me to practice this today when I find out if I'm rejected or not. Sorry, if I'm accepted or not. I'm already failing at this. But basically, if I'm accepted, I'm like, yes, I deserve that. Congratulations to me, right? And if I'm rejected, I'm like, I deserve that. But, they only had a limited amount of people they could take, and I just didn't make the cut. And that's okay. I'm still as deserving. So you could totally do that if you're in my shoes in a year or 2 or 3 or however long you take me to transfer from now. And but for me, I don't think I'm doing a great job at it, so I'm not qualified to speak. But ideally, that is what I should be doing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So for
do
myself,
do as I say, don't do as I do. Is the same.
As for myself, I've actually been very calm regarding the whole situation. And so you spoke about it right now. Now I remember, and I'm like, oh crap, this is true.
You're welcome.
Thanks for reminding me. Now I'm not at peace at myself. But that's okay. No, but like for real, I'd say like just don't think about it. Just what I try to do is like, yeah, this is happening around me. But what else happens around you, right? There's every day, things happen every day. You completed the application, and the best way to continue being your best of yourself is to continue doing what you were doing. And that means working hard at DVC courses, focusing on DVC courses, and just keep pushing yourself, because the news ultimately is going to come. So for myself today, I did this workshop, and I'll probably find out in a couple hours whether I get in or not. But I'm trying not to think about that. Just like, do this workshop and then do some chem homework. And yeah, once you get the news, then you want to take it in. Give yourself some time to evaluate every option. Like when choosing a school, I definitely advise you to like, don't go to the school that always gives you the most money or the school that is the most prestigious, right? Like you want to evaluate, what do I want for myself? What school will help me more in my career? Where will I be more happy? Where will I adapt myself more? Those are all equal good questions. And then ultimately, you make that decision, because like you can go to the cheapest one, but if you're not happy there, then like your 2 years or 3 years there are going to be miserable. You could also go to the most expensive one that could happen to be the most prestigious, and then you might be in debt. So it's a balance. You want to look at everything and where do you think you're going to get the most out of your resources, because you want to use those resources. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point, So just like DVC, right? MESA is a resource. You guys have been here. So that's dope.
I can talk about my own experience. I think I'm in between Chisom and Rick. I'm not super calm. I'm also like not freaking out. But yeah, I mean, imposter syndrome, like doubting myself. I think I've always doubted myself Just because I feel like sometimes I just put like so many expectations to who I have to be or what I have to do that I just end up having doubts. And until I get it, like for example, I didn't know I was gonna get an internship. Like I didn't think I could get one. So I was doubting myself, but I got it. And then towards like decision, yeah, exactly. I didn't think I was gonna get a scholarship, but I got it. I doubt myself. Yeah, I think everybody doubts themselves, and I think that's okay to an extent, because like you really don't know what the future holds for you. But all you can do is like try to relax, and you know what happens, it'll happen for a reason. So if I don't get into Berkeley today, it's for a reason, but I still have Davis, at least.
Yes.
Exactly. And I agree. Like for me, like imposter syndrome, like I try to not doubt myself at all. I try to be confident in who I am, because like you just want to be happy with your actions. You don't want to regret your actions, because like when you start doubting yourself, it's like, did I make the right decision? Did I not? And that's going to affect you in your courses right now, which you do have to pass before you transfer. And also like, you just want to stay like motivated, right? And yeah, just like be confident in yourself. I know it's hard sometimes, like the test is coming up and you're like hella worried, but like just try to not worry about it and be like, all right, I'm gonna go kill it. You end up getting a 40. All right, next time I'm gonna do better, and try to beat that 40. Because I just say this, that no one here is your rival. You're your own rival. So always try to beat yourself and be the best version of yourself at all times. And sometimes you're not gonna beat yourself, but that's okay. Next time you'll probably beat yourself, because now the bar got lowered. So, just keep doing that.
Much appreciated for the advice from all of you. And thank y'all so much as well for staying a little after to answer questions. It's super appreciated. Very humbled to hear y'all speak. So thank you.
Well, good. I'll be staying a couple minutes here, just in case you guys have any questions, or you want me to send the file over. So, but if you guys have any other questions, that's fine too.
I have a question in regards to like insight questions and about answering. So, me personally, like up to now, I haven't really been involved in like internships or anything, like the types of things that you'd want to put on on your application in terms of like your activities list or like stuff to talk about on your insight questions. So that kind of like makes me worry about like how am I going to present myself when I haven't done as much as I wish I would have. Like, how do you guys have any advice?
Yeah, fortunately for you, like there's quite a diverse array of questions, right? So there's questions that focus more on your academic achievements and some that just want to know who you are. So you could totally center your application on who you are as an individual and what you can bring to the UC campus. So I definitely think you can get around it, but also, keep in mind,
it's something you want.
They do have their expectations, but I definitely think you'll be fine, depending on the kind of questions you pick. I mean, if you pick tell us about a significant educational opportunity, then you kind of have to talk about an educational opportunity. But if you don't, then talk about like your creative side or a talent or the anything else question, I think you're fine. And every question is weighted equally, so it's not like, oh, you're losing the opportunity to talk about something. So
choose questions that apply more to you. Like, don't try to talk about
finesse your way.
You don't need internships.
If you just like, you don't need internships. I didn't have an internship, like the whole the whole like process. I didn't have an internship
just
at
be
all.
Involved,
just show involvement and growth.
Right, like MESA, right? Being a part of MESA, being a tutor in MESA, just being a student, anything you contributed to your campus. You don't need to have an internship or the super hotshot job you got. It doesn't matter. It's just like what you can bring, because everyone can bring something.
Exactly.
And that's what they want to know.
Like in MESA, right? You don't have to be a tutor to be involved. Like when Brittany posts like, oh, volunteering to reach out to MESA, there we go. That's an opportunity. Oh, I did reach out for MESA. I brought new students in. You know, just be involved in any way you can. It doesn't matter how small or big it is. It's how you explain it in the application. You make it seem big. What's the point of being like the best motorsport racer? But if all you do is just race every weekend, and you don't talk about getting to that journey and what it took to that, is that really a story? Or is it better to talk about the guy selling ice cream in the corner and he's talking about how much work that is and how happy he made his family because of it? That's a much better story. So yeah.
Right.
I think if you're a MESA student, like definitely reach out. Well, not Brittany anymore, but whoever fills her position, whoever is gonna replace Brittany, reach out to that person, or even Major. Just reach out to them and tell them like, hi, I would like to be more involved in MESA this upcoming semester. Is there any way I could do that? Even just volunteering. They always have volunteering like opportunities for you, like, be a leader at an event, like host an event. So definitely that, or just if they have like any other positions available, maybe like student assistant. I'm not sure who's gonna do it for next semester, so you can always reach out to them and just ask them. Then I was gonna say, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, that for sure. And yeah, like I said, I didn't have any internships either. I tried to talk about MESA tutoring, and just like for that, I think, let me check out what I talked about.
In the meantime, Matthew, you have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually I have a question related to what you guys were talking about. So I'm interested to join MESA. However, I'm not a first gen, so I thought I wanted to join the FOM and also become a MESA tutor, but can you guys guide me on how to apply?
Yeah. How to apply to MESA?
Yeah,
No,
FOM.
yes. So actually it's much faster because I work with Brittany. Here, let me drop her email for you. And I'm sure she told me to just like send the students her email, like for FOAM students. She was like, yeah, just send them my email and tell them like, just like, so basically write her an email and say like, hi, I'm interested in becoming a Friends of MESA student, blah, 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 just introduce yourself first and say that, and like ask her, how can I do this? Or, how can we make this process faster? Just talk to her. And I'm sure she can give you like way more guidance. And it might be like faster to do it that way. So I'm just gonna send you her email right now.
Yeah, definitely reach out to her because she knows all the ins and outs of it. We just, we just tutors, and then she uploads stuff on like social media, and definitely.
So that's her email. And don't email her today because you're actually gonna get an automated response. So email her Monday morning and she will see it. She would definitely see it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, on Cielo, I was gonna say I remember. So basically, you don't need the internship part. Like for that question, like I think it was like educational opportunity, or just even like the other one, like what's one of the biggest challenges you've had? You could just talk about like, I think you're first gen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just even talk about being first gen. How have you like navigated through school? Have you taken initiative? All the whole process of just being first gen. You could talk about that, definitely.
Okay.
I think one of the advisors recommended I do that, and I try to include it in one of my essays, and I think I did it pretty good.
That's good. I'll take all of your advice. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else has any questions? Okay, well, I guess this is the end of the workshop. And it was nice to have you all come, nice to support the MESA team. And thank you, Yusuf.
Thanks, Yusuf. We'll need it.
Yep, we need it. So
All
yeah,
right.
we if you ever need advice, if you ever need some
Wanna talk to us.
guidance,
Yeah.
yeah, you can just talk to us. I'll drop my email here. Not me my phone number because that's easier. I actually look at my phone more often. Give me a sec.
And I'll stick around here for a bit. So
I saw an announcement about a meetup in May, like at the first weekend in May. I don't know if people are gonna.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Before y'all go, yes, we have an
Go.
event on May 7th.
2 p.m.
Brittany's making some care packages. So you can go pick it up from 2 to 3. If y'all want to be part of the video, some TikToks, some pictures for the MESA team, please do it. I beg you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, if you want to do it, you can do it. Go ahead. So just come. We're all gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Chisom's gonna be there. I'm sure Rick is gonna be there. So yeah, come join the MESA.
Celebrate your acceptances, and your like transfer opportunities, your transfer graduation.
What was the
I think I think she's talking about the event where typically we go at the end of the year and like celebrate everybody who's transferring. That remember we were talking about that it might be moved to like the week after semester's over.
Yeah, actually there's some issues with that event, and we're still coordinating with Brittany how the end of year celebration is gonna go. Just because like there's graduation on like the 21st, because that's when she wanted to do it, but it probably won't work out that well. So we might have to do it the next week, and we hope to see you then. I'll be there for sure.
We'll be updating everybody though.
Yeah, we'll be updating. It's probably like a couple weeks before that event. So yeah, in like a couple weeks we'll do that.
And I guess we're gonna do like elbow bumping or something when we meet in person, because I feel like people are gonna hug and like I don't know. I hope it's not awkward.
I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna snitch. I guess everybody has different boundaries. Just make sure you wear a mask. I think that was like just follow like the guidelines. I mean, I'm not sure who's gonna like be supervising. And like for me, I'm vaccinated, so I'm not that scared.
I have it's just like throw up an elbow if you don't want to hug or something, or
for me, I don't mind hugs. I said if I get corona now, it's all right. I know I'm not dying because I got my vaccine. I don't know about other people.
Corona light.
Yeah.
By the way, you're on camera saying all these statements, Vero. So
hi, Brittany. Okay.
Literally recording.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, I was saying some dumb stuff in the beginning, and like Vero was like, this is being recorded. I'm like, oh crap.
Literally says that.
Oh, thank you, Yusuf. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry.
Where are you, Yusuf?
Yeah, where are you though? That's interesting.
I'm in Tennessee.
What?
Oh.
Figuring only 10 I see.
I should have expected that.
Slapper.
Sorry, Brittany. I had to.
I was gonna say that too, but then I was like, if you were a girl, but then I was like, oh, never mind.
That was not directed at anybody. It was a general statement. Thank you very much.
Yes.
General, yeah, very general. Hopefully, I'll get back in California in the fall. But yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of classes are gonna be well, everything's gonna be hybrid, but if you get like a in-person class, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, UC's most of them are transitioning like in person. I'm pretty sure all of them are doing in person or mostly in person classes. I don't know. I read something crazy the other day. Like they're like making people get vaccinated or something if you're going to UC. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I think that's expected. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expected that you're vaccinated. But for me, it's fine. Like, I mean, I'm vaccinated already, so whatever. Oh yeah, thank you, Wengel. Sorry if I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, you guys are free to go. I'll be here, and we'll stick around a couple minutes. If you guys want to connect with us more, whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be here till like 5 more minutes because I have to go pick up my little.
So
cousin.
actually, I will stop the recording now, since like it's the time that everybody kind of has left. But you're welcome to stick around.
Yes.
Are you guys